Panda, Peel Crowley.
Madam Chairwoman, it is an honor to appear before the committee today on behalf of the Mending Minds Foundation. I'm here on behalf of the thousands of children across the country who have had their lives turned upside down by childhood post-infectious neuroimmune disorders, CPIND. In CPIND, following infection, it is believed that the immune system goes rogue and attacks the brain, causing devastating inflammatory process. Parents like me watch helplessly as our children experience debilitating neurological and behavioral changes. All three of my children have been diagnosed with a form of CPIND called PANDAS, which is a pediatric disorder associated with strep infections. It is a life-changing illness. Children experience escalating symptoms that appear mainly psychiatric, while their underlying infection remains untreated. And parents witness such a significant change that their child is almost unrecognizable. Action needs to be taken by NIH to support research into the causes and treatments of these conditions. That's why I'm here today, asking for your help. I co-founded Mending Minds with parents, scientists, and doctors to drive serious research to find better treatments to help children with CPIND. Previously happy childhoods are upended as children's behaviors and even motor function completely change, suddenly leaving them with dramatic, debilitating anxiety, obsessive thinking, and compulsive behaviors. Their handwriting declines until they can't hold a pencil, and potty-trained kids start having daily accidents. Some children are unable to separate from parents or even leave the house. Children as young as 4 or 5 suddenly appear anorexic, unable to eat due to irrational fears. In extreme cases, some children have had to be placed on feeding tubes. Children experience massive mood swings, fly into aggressive rages. Some pull out every hair on their heads. Even 7 or 8-year-old children can become suicidal with an obsessive feeling that they have to die. Several children have ended their lives, and many others have been hospitalized for psychiatric conditions. Our family's journey is typical. After years of worsening behaviors and symptoms with misdiagnoses along the way, we finally arrived at the true cause of our children's illness, an undiagnosed, untreated strep infection that set off symptoms that appeared psychiatric in nature. Only recently defined, CPINDs are poorly understood. PANDAS is believed to be a variation of rheumatic fever, which can develop if strep infections are not treated quickly or adequately, and the infection-fighting immune system becomes misguided, instead attacking normal cells in the body. In 2010, the term PANS came to describe a broader group of children with the same symptoms but arising from infections other than strep. Little is known about either PANDAS or PANS. Research is desperately needed. Families like ours spend thousands of dollars and travel far and wide for treatment. Specialists are hard to find, and wait lists can be as long as 2 years. As underlying infections go untreated, symptoms escalate, become harder to treat, and add a tremendous burden to caregivers, educational, and healthcare systems. Given the severity of symptoms associated with CPIND, you may be wondering, why are these conditions still relatively unknown? They may not yet be widely known and new to you, but this is an alert. You will be hearing more about them. While the medical community is beginning to appreciate how prevalent these illnesses actually are, what remains under-researched is how these symptoms are initiated by a common infection, in this case, strep throat. But the evidence is piling up, including a recent major study linking OCD to infection. Studies like this raise big questions about the percentage of children diagnosed with mental illness whose symptoms are actually the result of an untreated underlying infection. With over 30% of U.S. adolescents now meeting criteria for an anxiety disorder, the need for more resources to understand these phenomena is clear. I want my family's experience to help thousands of other children who are suffering. With your support, more can be done to help children across the United States regain their childhoods. My 12-year-old son, Will, is with me today. He wanted to come to Washington to see how Congress works. Let's show Will how Congress can actually work and be a positive force, working with us, working with NIH, working together to move forward on research into these disorders. Parents and the Mending Minds Foundation are doing all we can to support our children. Won't you please join with us to help solve this nationwide problem? Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Powerful testimony. And Will, welcome to you, my dear. Great to see you. Think about it. It does. It works for most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't work well, but, you know. But we tried it. We work together. We work together. But there's hope. Oh, I'm going to say to you something that I said to the young woman. She said she was old, but young woman with spina bifida. You have, for me personally, shed light on an area that, quite frankly, no information, no knowledge, and so this is eye-opening and in a way that, you know, to research it, to get some sense of where we are and what is it that we might be able to do. But I think your advocacy and other parents' advocacy with loud voices are really what is required to put a focus on this effort. So I applaud you and for your courage, and Will, you too, for your courage in being here today. It really makes a difference in what we do here. So please know the power of your testimony and for being here today. Thank you very much. Congressman Cole.
Just quickly, I'm sorry I came in partway through your testimony, although I certainly have it here and we'll go through it. But it reminds me, Madam Chair, of two of my favorite sayings. One by Lyndon Johnson, so don't tell my fellow Republicans, but he used to say, doing the right thing isn't hard, knowing the right thing to do is. And it's testimony like this that really does help us figure out what the right thing to do is sometimes. So thank you for taking the time to come. My second favorite saying is by Will Rogers, so another Democrat, but, you know, in Oklahoma we had to claim him.
There's hope for you.
There's hope for me. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. But he used to say we're all ignorant only about different things. And you know, you've helped this committee understand something that it probably didn't know very much. I certainly didn't know, like the chair, something I'm learning about. So thanks for bringing it to our attention. And as our chair rightly said, it really does make a difference. I've seen it happen here over and over again, particularly inside this committee, which my friend tends to call the People's Committee because it focuses on things that are important to people. And we really do try to listen and take the resources that we have and put them to work in ways that improve lives. So thanks for helping us in that charge that we have. It's very, very valuable that you came to testify.
Janet
Pretty proud of her, Will?
Yeah, you should be. She's proud of you. Janet Hamilton. Janet?